Coming up after the break, the 3 Sport Street Skills Summer of Motorsport hits the grid at mighty Manfeild. And for Mobil Sport, Wayne Munro and Paula Brinkley went along to check out the action and meet some of the drivers.
It was probably the most long-awaited race meeting in the whole history of New Zealand motorsport. The first round of the Summer Street Skills Series at Manfeild gave us exciting Formula Ford racing, with veteran campaigner Kenny Smith taking out both races, finally putting his name on the Dan Higgins Trophy. The touring car racing was sensational, the BMWs having to fight hard for a win. Nissan GT Cup champion Greg Brink turning up in a Commodore and showing he's learned enough in 2 years of the baby class to embarrass some experienced campaigners among the big boys. Ed Lamont discovered his Commodore has developed a magnetic attraction to Toyota Coronas. But if you came hoping to see the long-awaited battle in the Noel Leeming Trans Am class, the showdown is yet to happen. Current champ Kane Scott was there with the Transaction team owner Greg Lancaster. Bernie Gillen had the immaculate AC Delco Camaro, and Craig Pullman just managed to finish off the first Pro-Action car for the meeting. But if we weren't going to see a real Trans Am race, at least we got to see some great-looking cars, eh, Paula?
I found the most beautiful car in the whole world. Not only is it one of the fastest cars on the racing track today, but visually absolutely beautiful. It's got sexy lines, and they say it's hot. So we're going to take a little walk and meet Kane. He's one of the hottest drivers on the track as well.
It's a lot of fun, you know, but as we said before, that's only a very small part of it. There's a lot of work goes into getting here, and I guess that part of it's not so fun, but being a driver, I guess I'm fortunate that I take part mostly in the fun side of it. The races are very short in this series, about 6 laps for each race, and of course there's 2 of those on Sunday, but we do an endless amount of testing and development work on all the parts of the car to just get it as fast and as reliable as we could possibly get it.
So the teams who did turn up got some testing time, and the crowd got to see a taster of the action to come this summer. Making a return to the Kiwi racing scene was Bruce Jenner, with a Camaro for Tauranga driver Bernard Gillen.
They're a real race car, unlike a Group A car that is a road car that's turned into a race car, and you have to muscle them around and they wallow in that. These things just turn and accelerate so quickly, they're amazing.
Unfortunately, the team had slight engine problems in race 2. Kane Scott took 2 easy wins, and Greg Lancaster and Craig Pullman collected 2nd and 3rd place points as their reward for actually making it to the first race. So this is it, kick-off time for the BP Peugeot series for the first time in New Zealand. Off they go. Heather Spurl, the one with the most experience in the field, gets the break in the little number 12 Peugeot 105. Down the outside, Dwayne Spurtle, the boy who was on the front row on the pole position, tucking in behind there, got left behind a bit though. So the little Peugeot's getting into grips here, but Heather Spurl, using all of her experience, which she's gathered from, well, Formula Atlantics, right through world speed record attempts, all sorts of stuff. This lady's done a lot of racing. Well, she's got a bit loose there, though. Could be costly. Ah, see the reason why. Spurtle on the inside. That's Tom Priest, one of the Nissan GT Cup refugees, in the Kodak car right behind there, but he's got blocked in and going through. That's Kevin Hyde going through there. He's got quite a bit of experience behind him. And, well, got a bit loose there, though, Kevin. Just a bit costly. And the view from Heather Spurl shows in the lead, Dwayne Spurtle. In the 76 car, Kevin Hyde tucked in behind, but not for long. Hyde wants to go by. And he's going by. Look at this speed differential. Don't know where he pulled that from. These cars absolutely identical. And look at that, out the windscreen of Heather Spurl's car. You can see how much she's been left behind by the front-running 3. Fight for the lead. Whoa, he locks it up. That's the 76 car of Dwayne Spurtle. He does well to come back inside there. Almost gets up with Kevin Hyde, but Hyde's got the line for the left-hander. Forget it, mate. So Kevin Hyde running the little Don Thompson car, coming around towards the checkered flag. Looks like he's got it wrapped up. Tom Priest in third place there, running behind Dwayne Spurtle. That's the way it's going to finish. Kiwi Motorsport is finally shaking a long-held males-only image. Two Christchurch sisters have teamed up to race Ford Lasers in the Degree New Zealand Touring Car Championship.
Have you had any flack from the boys about the fact that you're just a mere woman driving a car?
Not out here. Out here they've been really supportive. Like, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but karting there was, I want ex-Sheilas on the track. That was a bit of a shock to me because I didn't actually think I would get it. But then you just went out and beat the people who said that. It was quite good.
So you beat them up, or you just beat them in the car?
No, I beat them in the car. My motto is, if you can't beat them up. But
So Michelle, you're a typical fashion-conscious female. So have you bought any new ensembles lately?
show you my latest deal. This is my new catsuit, designed by a friend who went to America and designed them.
And so what's this for?
So people know who I am.
Beautiful.
We now have these dainty fashion-conscious gloves, and they go with my car really nice, pink and red.
Her dad's a little colourblind, I've heard. He bought them.
And we've got sexiest part of the uniform, my little nun's hood.
Can we see that on? The boys must love you in that.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful, isn't it?
How to keep a squeaky clean image, huh?
Yeah, I just need my Bible now.
In the Degree New Zealand touring car races, the spotlight was on the Commodore versus BMW battle. First session out, and Steady Eddie Lamont scored a very generous pole time of 1:03.
Yeah, we're pretty confident. We were very lucky with a very good time this morning. I'd like to be out there this afternoon on guard because the opposition are very, very close. Perhaps I was advantaged getting some clean runs there in those first 4 or 5 laps. But we're going to sit it out. We have a minor problem, and we should be able to resolve it overnight.
While defending champ Craig Baird was going backwards in his efforts to catch Lamont.
I made some changes on the car last night, and I probably went the wrong way, so I can't blame anyone but myself at this stage. But I've done a few other changes. Hopefully I've gone the right way this time, so looking for a much better session.
Now it's time for the big boys in the Degree New Zealand Touring Car Champs. First round in the 2 BMWs sandwiching Lamont, but Lamont's bogged it down completely. And, wow, this is Rhys Mackay's in car. Looks like the side window got crashed right out there. That's Greg Brink out ahead of him in the black Commodore. These two having a great fight up front. Miles Pope in third place. Then the 2 BMWs. Could see the Wayne Johnson Falcon. And way back here, look at this, Ed Lamont. That's how far he dropped with that move off the start line. Don't know what's wrong with that car, but he had a few problems with it last year. But out front, Greg Brink making his touring car debut in great style in the 23 car. Rhys Mackay right behind him. Miles Pope trying to give him some pressure. And looks like Brett Riley starting to nudge on Miles Pope's Commodore there. Coming down the inside, but doesn't get through. Looks like the big legs of the V8 get the better of him. No! Brett Riley used his skill to dive through the inside. In fact, Baird's trying the same line. So defending champ Baird now on putting the pressure on. But back with Rhys Mackay. This is the fight for the lead. Well, it was. Look at Greg Brink go away from him. Now he closes up again, fighting there a bit hard. And there goes the BMW diving through. That was a mistake, I think, that maybe missed a gear change. Just lost the ground there, and Brett Riley doesn't need a second invitation. Now Baird's looking for the same sort of opportunity with Miles Pope. So it's really push and shove up front. Baird going through the inside. Looks like he's got it. Yep, he has. Takes that place away. You can see the mirror hanging there limply. Oh, and contact there. Michael Bate and Ed Lamont. Michael Bate in the little Toyota Corona. And now more contact. Who's this? This is up front. Brett Riley on the back of Greg Brink. Well, wow, and Ed Lamont takes a big spin. Don't know what's happening there. Yellow flags waving. Now we're back up front. Greg Brink, and he throws it away. Didn't even get a hit. and now Brett Riley's got the lead away. Has he? Looks like Baird wants through too. And Greg Brink, what a lesson that was. Just lost the tail end and now dumped 2 places. Could be 3 if Reece Mackay has his way. Here we've got the view from Mackay. 2 BMWs up front, just like they were so often last year. And Baird slingshots past Riley. Looks like Riley's got trouble. Could be some of that bumping on the back bumper of Greg Brink's car. And now Brink has the delight of coming back at him. And that is if he can get Reece Mackay off his tail. So hot stuff here in this Degree New Zealand Touring Car Championship as Craig Baird leads it out, well, only just from Greg Brink. Brink, the rookie in this class, doing a great job. And there it is. Yep, just as we thought, Brett Riley in trouble, pulling to the infield and into retirement. Big fight here between the 2 leader kids, and that's Michelle Rogers, dispatched off the track by Jeff Carston. She's out there. This is little sister Natasha now, taking on Bruce von Tunzelman for the lead. Well, a tricky line there. Has she done it? Oh, don't know about this. Right-hander looming up. Looks like von Tunzelman will hold it. No way. Natasha takes it away. Young lady from down south doing a great job. And out front, likewise, Craig Baird, the defending champ, taking it away. Got a good gap now as he goes to the checkered flag. Second place Brink, then Mackay in third, then Miles Pope fourth.
Okay, let's go back trackside now to that mighty action at Manfeild, where Paula Brinkley is searching for a deeper, more meaningful race driver.
It's interesting how each driver has a different way of focusing. Some are more aggressive, some are just pleasure rides, some is just a personal challenge, and others have this amazing competition with the guy next to them.
It's probably a bit like making love, you know, whatever you sort of get your rocks off on. I'm not a B&D guy. Can you believe he said that to me? I think that, you know, I've tried all those different things, not in the love-making factor, by the way, but...
What a shame.
You know, I've certainly tried various different ways of beating the opposition, but...
Do you feel like you make love to your car when you're driving?
Sometimes I'd like to get out and make love to it.
Okay, Ed. Let's go racing instead, mate. And there on the front row you can see Baird, Lamont in a big gap where Brett Riley used to be because he's a non-starter this race. And that's a gap that Greg Brink has made the most of. Gets right up alongside Craig Baird there at the lead. But Baird shrugs him off now. Gets the power down on the BMW 325. The same car he used to win the title last year. See back there Ed Lamont and Michael Bate, the 2 protagonists from race 1. Whoa, and there's Michael Bate. Looks like they've been at it again. Michael Bate draws to a halt on the infield there with Baird out front. This is the fight for second. Greg Brink again well up there in contention, and Reece Mackay right on his tail hounding him. The view from Mackay shows Brink getting a little bit happy there. Locks a brake. That beautiful new Holden that Brink got built, doing a great job, and here comes Lamont. Coming back through the field after that being balked again. Pushes around the outside of Miles Pope, or does he? The Scania Commodore comes back and Pope gets by. Well, now he's not. This is a great fight. Yep, Pope's going to hold him out for the moment at least, but Ed Lamont coming back through the field to charge at the leaders. So Pope done a lot of off-season practice to be up here in contention with Ed Lamont. Holding him off great. Looks like Lamont's now in tyre trouble as Greg Brink still holding off Reece Mackay just ahead of them. You can see the gap there with Craig Baird out front. So two V8 scraps going on. This is the great one behind for Miles Pope and Ed Lamont. Miles Pope, the man from down Pocono way, raced in this class last year, was a real rookie in the class but came good, and you can see now that he's learned his lessons well if he can hold off former champ. Well, there he goes, locking it up. And I think that's going to be the makings of a Lamont pass. Sure enough, Pope gets off on the outside, and Lamont says, yep, I'll be through there, fella, thanks very much. But up front, it's the fight for second place that really takes our attention now. This view from Reece Mackay's in-car as he's right on the tail of Greg Brink. Looked like he's trying to go through. No, he's actually lost it, and Ed Lamont goes past him. It looked like he actually never even took a hit. Although I think the sound we got from Rhys Mackay's in-car there tells us he would disagree. Now Lamont's challenging Greg Brink, tries the inside line. Is there room? Whoa! 2 Commodores, he makes it a very, very wide line and gives Brink the big squeeze. Now he's in pursuit of the race leader. Too late. Craig Baird's going to win it. Ed Lamont in 2nd place. And looks like Brinky will take the 3rd spot. The Motorcraft Formula Fords have traditionally been a hunting ground for young stars. But it's veteran racer Ken Smith who's making all the right moves in the class this year. He's on pole with a 154.6 second lap.
Very pleased. After 2 days of being fastest, I was a bit disappointed this morning, so I had to get my act together this afternoon.
It's a pretty wicked time too. Has anyone done that sort of time lately at this track?
No, it's, you know, once you get in the 4s, you really know you're getting the job done.
Yeah, okay, well, the guy that you got behind him, young Stephen here, you surprised that he managed to get up there fast?
No, I'm not surprised, because he's got the ability to do it, but he just needs a little bit of coaching along sometimes, and he certainly got that this time. So now he knows what it's all about.
Did he have words to you, Stephen?
He did. Lots of words. He told me I'd better be in 2nd.
Drake had to settle for 3rd behind Laws, and 4th on the grid went to Simon Wills in his unusual 94 Swift. Caltech's team star Jason Richards could only manage 5th after going off in qualifying.
There's a lot of pressure on me in the team and to do well, and I've got goals I want to head over to Europe within a couple of years' time, and that's a good motivation force for me.
That is a good motivation force. Now tell me something, do you do any positive thinking techniques?
Definitely, yes. Sometimes prior to 3 or 4 weeks before the meeting, I kind of think to myself, I'm going to win. Just when I've got spare time or something like that. When I go to bed, especially 2 or 3 days before the meeting, I've done probably 100, 200 laps in my head before I even go to sleep.
So you're tired before you get to
sleep? Yeah, exactly.
Do you smell petrol fumes in your dreams?
No, I don't.
Motorcraft Formula Ford time, and it's the old master Kenny Smith on pole position. But look at the young guy go. Simon Wills takes it down the outside, trying to get to the old boy. But Kenny Smith, the wily one, holds the line through the 1st turn. Simon Wills holds the 2nd spot from Shane Drake. Further back there, Jason Richards. We can see one of the new guys in the class. And now as they head round onto the new section, it's Jason Richards. Gets a big hit there. Takes a big spin onto the little bit of a walk on the wild side. Gets back into action again. So Jason Richards learning the hard way there. You don't cut across the bows, I think, of Shane Drake. Wow, and this is Greg Tullett whacking into the new guy, Stephen Law, the Shell Scholarship winner. Tullett's out of the race. Law rejoins. And after his off, you can see Jason Richards up there with teammate Regan Morgan getting right back on his tail. Is he going to let him through? Teammate he's going for the inside line. And Morgan pulls wide. Nice driving. Lets him go by. Looks like Jason Richards got the measure of Regan Morgan at the moment. Up front, Kenny Smith leading out Shane Drake in the number 5 card. Now this is Chris Bird getting the threat here from Jason Richards, trying to make the comeback. And he does it. He goes through. So Jason Richards coming back after that off-track excursion earlier in the race. Well, Chris Bird looking like he wants back at him now. But up front, Kenny Smith heading towards the checkered flag. This man just knows so much about these racetracks and loves to come back here and show the young guys a thing or two. Kenny Smith sitting there in the red car, waiting there for the green light. Stephen Law alongside. And Jason Richards gets a great start. Looks like he's going to get both of them. And look at the fight for the next row as well. Coming through there, full bore. Massive cars. You can see the Greg Tullett car in the middle of that bunch. All safely through the first corner. Amazing. And a great fight out front. Jason Richards throwing the challenge down to Kenny Smith. And he's got him. Fantastic action at the start of this Dan Higgins Trophy race. Through the Manfeild infield, and young leader Jason Richards really taking the pressure, and Kenny Smith goes through on the inside. Just slipped a little wide there, and Kenny Smith and Stephen Laws both gone through, and it's Laws who's got the lead away. Fantastic driving here. Simon Wills now also looking to push down the order. Not only Jason Richards, but Kenny Smith. But a little loose. Simon just gets way out on the outside. Now he's going to get taken by Shane Drake. There he is, tailing down there. They're fighting for third place. Wow, how close can you get? Shane Drake, absolutely fearless, locks the brakes, goes wide, loses the impetus there. Now he's looking for the inside line, runs the wheel up inside Jason Richards' rear wheel, has to pull back on that. But boy, these guys are right on top of Kenny Smith as well. So now comes the challenge. Kenny Smith trying the inside line on Stephen Law, who'd done such a great job for so long holding off the master. Now he's had to give way. Drake pushing inside, and he's gone through. After all these laps of pressure finally pay off, and Shane Drake takes the second spot. Whoa, Richards looking just a little loose coming through there. Now Grant Campbell and whoa, Regan Morgan get together. That lets through Andrew Bowler and Gary Rogers on both of them. Bit of a wild ride there for the Aucklander. But this is definitely a Kenny Smith kind of a day. The Dan Higgins Trophy is going to be his. Just a few more metres to go, and Kenny Smith, well into his 50s, takes the checkered flag, takes his first victory in this famous Formula Ford race.
So the Street Skills Summer Motorsport off to an exciting start at Manfeild, and there's plenty of sport coming up here on 3 Sport over the summer.